Hello and welcome to another last part of our interview with Ilya, AVP of Engineering at Wrike. Hello Ilya.
Hi Zosha.
Today we are going to talk about work-life balance at Wrike. In our previous videos we talked about Ilya's Wrike journey, about Wrike's working culture, about product and industry challenges and opportunities. So yeah, let's talk about work-life balance at Wrike. Could you tell us in a few words, on a big picture, how does Wrike promote work-life balance among its employees?
Sure, you bring up a very interesting question, and I think we have several things that kind of help us support the work-life balance of Rikers. One is that we do encourage folks to be mindful of their time at work and outside of work. We do support flexible kind of working model, so everyone is able to define their schedule when they're in the office, when they're working remotely. And third, we do have various well-being and health programs in the office that everyone at Wrike can participate in or lead if they want to. The other component to that is the fact that we are playing in a very competitive field of work management, and it is basically a fine balance between enabling all of us to recharge, get some rest and freshen our heads before we go into our next venture at Wrike. All of these things are balanced with the fact that the Wrike is playing in the work management segment, which is very competitive and very fast-paced. And our goal is to balance out the well-being of our employees and actually staying ahead of or on top of the priorities to stay ahead with the competition. So this is always a fine balance of when I personally can take time off and recharge with family and friends, and kind of invest more time when we have specific critical moments throughout our year to push things forward.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned remote work. Could you tell us a little bit more about Wrike's hybrid work model and how you think it influences work-life balance?
With the hybrid model, I think we're not the first ones that are following it, but basically our goal is to have that flexibility that people can leverage to support whatever they do or whatever they need to do at home. And the model is that generally you would agree with your manager that your schedule would look like this, and you have several days, you work several days from the office and several days from home, and generally the teams agree on specific dates. Some of the teams we have that they feel better working together from the office. Some teams are fully distributed, therefore for them it is coming to the office to kind of mingle and meet the colleagues from outside of their group.
We talked about promoting work-life balance on a high-level company level, but how do you personally promote it and encourage it among your engineers?
First and foremost, I engage the teams and people who I work with very closely to take time off, spend the quality time with families and friends and nature. Other thing that I try to do is to use scheduling messaging as much as possible. We know that Slack is everywhere and it's very instant. Your notification can come anytime. My goal is to set the boundaries that I'm not disturbing my teams or people who I need to discuss something with, and in hours outside of work, and unless it's absolutely necessary.
Great to hear that. And what about some workplace perks that Wrike offers to help employees unwind and recharge?
So if you happen to be in Prague or any of our offices that have most of the perks available, you would find the game room, whether it is a massage chair that I see being used quite often. I'm not shying away from it myself, but I do it very seldomly. We do have nap rooms as well, and wonderful terraces where people hang out and spend time together.
And on top of that, we also have piano that all the Rikers can use. We have a ping pong table, we have fresh juices, kombucha, and all the refreshments that we need to stay focused. But yeah, since you already mentioned what you're using, what you're good or not so good at, what are your favorite ways of unwinding after work?
The first and foremost is probably my bike. So a good 50-60K ride will clean up your head and kind of get you ready for the evening or the next day. Other thing that helps me relax or kind of switch gears is my family. So I do spend a lot of time with them doing various activities, and spending time with your child helps you learn and helps you kind of refocus on something else and actually rediscover things that you never thought were possible or would happen. So these are my probably two primary ways of kind of getting my mind off work in the evenings and then relaunching myself back for the next day.
It's great to hear that, and yeah, after all, we work to live, not live to work. So that's it. Thank you so much for today and for our previous conversations. Check them out. We will link them down below. And yeah, have a great day, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Zosia. It was a great conversation, and see you all later.
Thank you, Ilya. Thank you. Bye-bye.